Welcome to Direct Selling Success Network Marketing Done Right, the podcast. I'm so excited to be joined today by Michelle McPhie. Michelle is a senior facilitator in the direct sales space with TAP, which is the accountability partners over in Canada. Welcome, Michelle. It's so lovely to have you here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm super excited.
Oh, I'm so pleased. So tell everybody a little bit about you, who you are, what you do.
Okay. Okay. Well, again, I'm Michelle, Canadian, proud Canadian, and I've been in this space for, oh my gosh, close to 20 years, I guess. My background really was in marketing. I was a realtor before, prior to getting into network marketing. I actually built a business with my husband. And we actually were known for team building, and it really took me a long time to figure out how to do the team building. But we'll kind of get into that a little bit later on, and if I can share a little bit about that with your audience, and then maybe it might be a little bit helpful. I'm a mom. My son Finley is going to be 30 years old in August, which makes me feel super old. I was married to the love of my life, Neil, for 23 plus years. We were together for a long time, but sadly, he passed away about 10 years ago. So I am full on helping people, and that is sort of my purpose, my mission. And I just want to make a difference to so many people out there. And maybe my story will help a little bit for those that are watching today, too, because it really was this industry that brought me to who I am today from where I was way back when.
Oh,
So
I'd
that's a
love to hear
little
that
bit.
story. Yeah, absolutely love to hear that story. So tell us, what got you started in the direct sales industry?
Okay, well, reluctantly, I will say I was not interested at all. Okay, so and for those of you that are watching and listening out there that are with Amway, please do not take offense to this. It was my uncle that was involved in Amway, and it's not the company, it was him and how he did business. And he was so on our family, every family member, like he would be, you got to see this, you got to see this. And the way he approached this business was the wrong way. And I quickly learned how to not do that. So that was my first taste to what this industry was about. And I didn't want to be him. I didn't want to be that pushy salesperson where I tricked people into looking at what I was doing or getting them into my thing. And we were introduced to a telecom company, my husband and I, and it was Neil that actually saw the opportunity first. And I said, not doing that, not doing it. Nope, not having any part of that. So reluctantly, I got started, and it took me a long time, Anna, to kind of dive in and see the potential and the possibilities on how we could build a business together, how we could, leave our jobs and spend more time together because Neil was traveling back and forth from Vancouver to the Okanagan where I live now, and it's a 5 hour drive, and he was working down there during the week. I was taking care of Finley, who was 3 at the time, working full time, taking him to daycare, and it just wasn't working. We were having no time as a family together. And again, too, it took me a long time to figure out how to share the opportunity in the right way. And so we figured it out and we built an amazing team. And it was a lot of fun and we got to spend a lot of time together. And that's one of my fond memories.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is.
Yeah.
So, what was the point when you realized that you could recruit them? What was the catalyst? What was the thing?
Okay, so one of the best things about this business is the people that we meet
Yes.
and the friends that we make. I mean, I've got so many friends now from those that are in the industry. And there was one woman, her name is Jane, and she was not associated to my team, my upline, anything. We just became friends on an incentive trip that we earned through this company. And so she said to me, because I said to her, I said, just I have a real problem. Like it's just I don't know, there's something in me that makes me just sort of stop because I don't want to look at people like they've got a dollar sign on their head. That is just not me. And she says, you know what, Michelle? you're doing them a disservice by not sharing what you're doing because look where you're at. You're in Cancun right now. You just earned a trip. And there's a lot of people out there that maybe you're looking for what you have. So you're doing a disservice by not sharing with them and letting them make the decision for themselves. And that was the moment where I went, oh my God, she's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not about us, is it? It's about them.
And I listened to a podcast yesterday. I don't know if you listened to Lewis Howes, and he was interviewing Dan Martell, who's I think he's a billionaire, multi-millionaire. And one of the things that he said, and I thought, my God, this is me. He says, once you find your purpose and something that hurt you in the past, and you're able to help other people get through that and understand that you can help other people, that's when you're going to be successful.
Oh, it's magical, isn't it?
And here's a quote. Oh my God, it gives me shivers because I know both you and I have similar stories that we know that we can help so many people out there know that they can do big things and be all that in a bag of chips. It's just about us pouring into other people and helping other people realize that they can do big things. And that is, to me, the definition of success.
Yeah. Same, same. And the feeling that you get when somebody who thinks that they're not worthy of the success or somebody who never believes they can get it gets that one first little piece of success, it is so rewarding.
Right?
Mm,
So I'm not sure if it's okay if I can share a little bit of my backstory. That might help some people that are out there understand the power of this industry. And it's not just about the Benjamins and the incentive trips and whatever. It's the personal growth with a compensation plan attached to it.
yes, please do share.
Okay. Well, we'll go back a few years. I was in grade six, so a few years ago. I had braces, a big perm, a big old cold sore on my face, all the things. And I'm a social person. Like I love people. I always have. And I was chatting in class and I wasn't paying attention to the teacher. So my teacher stopped that class and he pointed at me and asked me if I knew the answer to the question. And of course I didn't because I wasn't paying attention. And he pointed at me in front of my class. He says, Michelle, you're not a very bright girl, are you? Because I didn't know the answer. And I will never forget how that made me feel. I'll never forget what that did to me because then going through high school, what's the point? Why bother applying myself? I'm not smart enough. University, high or college, forget it. Like, what's the point? I'm not smart enough. And it was that one comment. So we have to remember what we're saying to people. They're going to remember how you made them feel. And I'll never forget how I felt in that moment. But it was, well, my husband, he fed into my confidence. But it was this industry. Once I started in this industry and I knew that I could help people and be surrounded with like-minded individuals that were going to lift me higher and teach me that I was all that in a bag of chips and I could help other people and do big things. It was this industry that brought me to where I am today. And I want people to understand that to dismiss all those thoughts or all those comments that you've had from other people because it's none of their business or none of your business what they think of you. It's what you think of yourself. And to be around like-minded people that are going to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm exactly the same. I love the industry for the personal development. And I think when you're trying to explain to somebody about the industry and what it gives you, I think that's one big thing that the majority of people forget to talk about because it is such a big thing.
It's huge. It's huge. Not only the company, quite often at your conventions or conferences will bring a speaker in or what
Mm,
have you. But it's when you go to a convention or a conference, it's actually just standing in line to go to the ladies' room or what have you, and you meet other people that have seen success and you're sharing ideas and you're meeting people that you're going to stay connected with where you can have accountability partners or whatever that looks like. That's the beauty of this business.
yeah, it is. It really is. So where has this journey taken you from, setting up with your husband and running this amazing, what would you call it? Like your amazing team. I think you've got
Yep.
like official names for them, haven't you, and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
your team, what happened then? Where did it take you?
Well, with the company that we were with, that they actually filed Chapter 11. So we went into kind of were acquired for another, from another company, and it didn't feel right. Like it has to feel right. And oddly enough, everybody told me that I would be an amazing realtor. So I went into real estate, and it was great, but it just didn't feed me the way, that this industry was. So, but you got to pay the bills. This is what I'm saying. You have to pay the bills. Lights got to stay on. And my um, regional sales manager from the company that I was with in the field, he had reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in a corporate position with this one company. And I thought, "Ugh, never done it before." Got started, figured out, oh my gosh, I love this because I can help so many people working on the corporate side and training and coaching. And I was with them for a few years. I've been with a few different companies corporately, and I love it. I love the fact that I get to expand and take care of Canada wide. So I've been with a few different companies, and then I started with Shannon at the Accountability Partners. And so, as a senior facilitator in the direct sales space, I am able to facilitate some amazing trainings that we have in this company, whether it's personal growth or time management or team building or whatever that looks like. We're able to offer some of these programs to the channel
Yeah,
altogether.
and so needed.
Yes. I mean, we're changing, and like you and I chatted before the call today. It's just this industry is evolving and it's changing, and we need to change with it and stay current. It's still a simple business, right? I mean, we
Yeah,
sell amazing products or offer products that are amazing, or the business opportunity. And if we keep it that simple, you're going to be successful. But let's be real. I mean, with AI and where we're going in the world right now, we just have to stay a little bit more current.
yeah, absolutely. It's now more than ever with economic climates, with more people wanting to earn money, with the changes, like you say, in technology and the way that people buy. And I think a lot of people that train within the industry forget that buying habits change so quickly with technology and with lack of trust, with all the things that are going on in the world. Now more than ever, it's so important to understand how you serve people and how
Yeah.
those people want to be served.
Oh, totally. And I facilitated a training last week on AI and the human connection.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you agree with this or not, but what I'm seeing now is people are craving more human connection now more than ever because of what is going on in our world. And it's so important to realize that yes, AI is a tool. That is a tool, and that is it. People still want the belly to belly. They want the conversations. They don't want to be sold to. They want to be helped to buy what's best for them in a human connection. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, totally. And it's something that I talk about all the time as well over here when I'm training, especially on social media when you can't believe your eyes sometimes. You can't believe what you're reading. You don't know whether somebody is saying something that they really feel or whether it's just coming out of a bot somewhere.
Yeah.
So being able to show up and be confidently visible as you and as a person and get that across online and offline,
Yes.
highly important.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now more than ever. And, like I shared with you guys on here earlier, I'm a widow and I live alone. And, I'll talk to myself, which is good. I listen and I answer myself what that might be a problem. But it's just like I crave the human connection. So I'll just go to the grocery store just to be around people and talk to people. We're human beings. And that's what we were born and meant for was the human connection.
Yeah, too right. I think if people are listening to this and want to change one thing about their business right now, it's putting more human into that business for definite.
Totally. And that kind of brings me into the team building piece of it too,
Yes.
which is really just about asking questions and finding out what that person is looking for, what they need in their life, and sharing maybe a little bit about how your business has helped you and they may relate to what you're speaking about. So, for example, if I was to reach out to Anna today, I'd say, this is what I'm doing right now. It has helped me, take back some of my time to be around my family and be with Finn and not have to take him to daycare. And it's just given me back my family and what I love to do and who I love to spend time with. May or may not be for you, but this could help you spend more time with your family too.
Yeah.
It's not about what we want for them. It's about listening to what they're looking for and what they need and mirroring that and offering them a solution.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is the same for our teams as well, isn't it? So I know I speak to a lot of leaders in this industry, and a lot of the time they're saying, well, their team just don't want it as much as me.
Mm,
They're not as they don't want that same thing. Why are they not going for the next trip? Why are they not going for leadership? It's the same thing, isn't it?
100%. 150 million%, because you're going to have people on your team that want to make a lot of money for whatever the reason is, but you might have just Sally Joe that is working, loves her job, but she just needs an extra couple $100 a month or whatever just to, put skates on little Johnny's feet or whatever that looks like, right?
Yeah,
See, it's questions like, what do you want to see from your business? What would you like to see, and how can I help you with that and mirror what their efforts are and what they want?
yeah. Yeah, and I think that's probably very hard for a lot of people. And it was hard for me before I understood the industry way back, 20 years ago when I was first building a team, understanding that not everybody wants the same thing and
Exactly.
how to deal with that, the mindset behind that. Because you want it so much for them and you want this promotion or whatever it is for you, and you can see their potential. What are your top tips on managing that, the expectations around that?
As far as within, like, so if I'm a leader building my team,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, again, too, and I think it's the personal touch, the human touch, and having conversations with those that are on your team. And even keeping notes, like this is one of the things I used to do, keeping notes on each person, who's in their family, like family members, their names, uber important, their birthdays, like all their personal details, and remembering. So if it's Anna's birthday, I'm reaching out to Anna to say happy birthday personally and putting that in your calendar. Like, I can't stress that enough. It's the questions, it's the personal touch, it's including people. One other tip, if I can give you this one too, is finding out what everyone's strengths are, because everybody's got their own different strengths that they can, add to the team. So if Anna's really great at, say, selling on TikTok or whatever that is, and Anna's really just wanting to, make a couple $100 a month or whatever. But I would say to Anna, you know what? You're so great at TikTok. We're doing our team training this month. Would you mind to come on and just share a little bit about, how you're seeing some success on there? And Anna, who may want just to make a couple $100 a month, and you've included her and mentored her and elevated her and asked her to be part of the team training, and she comes on and shares her tips, Anna might just see something more in herself after you've noticed her. And Anna may want to do more to help more people. And in turn, Anna's going to be making more than $200 a month just by building your business, just
Yeah.
because you think.
Yeah. And so much more likely to stay on and try that little bit harder and come to more meetings.
And that's the thing. And that's you bring up that is retention. When you're
Mm.
including everybody and you're saying, I see you and you're included in this, people want to be a part of that and will stay with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So one big thing I've been talking about this month, particularly within my audience and my mastermind and clients and things, is about team culture.
Mhm.
So I know we're completely like going all over the place here, but team culture for me back in the day was so, so important. And to make everybody feel included like that. Have you got any amazing tips or thoughts on creating a good team culture?
Okay, so and here's a question that I get quite often is how do I motivate my team? How do I, okay, so again, we've just kind of briefly touched on it, but I mean, doing team events, if you can do in person, and it doesn't have to be super costly. It could be even just meeting at a Starbucks or meeting at a coffee shop or whatever, and buying your team a coffee and a muffin or whatever that looks like, and even just getting together, you know? Or it could be on a Zoom where you do it monthly and you have one person come in and just with a tip or whatever, you do some team recognition or whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be a big dealio. But if everybody feels included and responsible for something, if you create that responsibility for showing up, right? That's where you're going to build that team culture. But it really is the I see you and I notice you. And everybody's got their own part to play in the team.
Yeah. However small.
However small, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, so Anna's sold a mascara this month and she's never sold anything in her life. We're going to recognize Anna. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, Anna sold her very first mascara this month. Let's give her a huge shout out. Do you think Anna's going to show up at the next meeting?
Do you think Anna's going to try a little bit harder to sell another one?
It's and it really it just boils down to that, Anna. It's just people want to be seen. People
Yeah.
want to be valued. They want to be made to feel important. That's all we're really looking for. And if you can get good at doing that within your team, you're going to have those people on your team forever. And
Yeah.
they're going to be family, they're going to be friends going forward forever.
Yeah. And they're going to bring other people into that community. They're going to feel like they want to.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than, where are you at this month? Like, what are your sales like? What can I help you with? When somebody says that, that's when they run the other way and they don't
Yeah.
want to be a part. When you, I'll give you an example. My husband and I were down in the States, and he had bought me a Michael Kors watch,
Nice.
and well, for whatever reason, I don't know, I had to exchange it or whatever. We walked into that Michael Kors store, and that salesperson in there, she knew I was in there that I wanted to replace my watch. I needed to change it or something. She was trying to upsell me on all these different things. She followed us around that store. And I looked at Neil and I said, we're out of here. We turned around, we left. Had she come over and said, how can I help you? What are you looking for? I'm here to help you with that today. We would have stayed and maybe bought something.
Yeah.
Right? She didn't see value in me. She just saw me as a number. So when you're looking at people, do not look at them like they're a number. They are part of something. They are meant to do things in this world. So when you see them and you see their value, they want to be a part of what you're doing.
Yeah. And that, I suppose, brings us right back round to your customers because that's just the same. You value them, they're more likely to buy, they're more likely to refer, they're more likely to join.
Yeah.
And the whole process starts again. Community, caring, supporting, nurturing.
Totally. And that's a great point. Like with your customers, it's about, what are you loving best about what you got? Is there something I can help you with? Like, let me know your feedback. I want to make sure that you're taken care of. That is it.
Yeah.
And even with your follow-up, like every single month, like, I'm just checking in with you, want to make sure you're taken care of. It's not about what do you need, we've got this great sale on or whatever that looks like, right? Because
Yeah.
that's human nature. That's kind of where we kind of go. But once you learn, and it's about your customers and your team members and team building, it's about the questions, making sure people are taken care of. As long as you're acting in the service of other people, you're going to be golden.
Yeah.
Always remember that.
Yeah. That's such wise words. I love that.
And if with the team building thing too, if I could just kind of jump back that to that too. And it's, sometimes it might not be right for that person at that time. So if you've talked to them about the business, you've asked the questions, shown them how this could benefit them, and they kind of still hum and haw. You know what? I get it. I felt the same way when I first got started and was introduced to this. So I understand that. Why don't I give you a little bit? I'll come back to you. I'll circle back and make sure that I answer all your questions and make sure you're taken care of.
Yeah.
If somebody were to say that to me, then I would be like, okay, like she's not on me like white on rice trying to get me into her thing. You know what I mean? She cares about my thoughts. And what other questions can I answer for you if I haven't answered your questions now? When
Yeah.
people feel heard, they want to be a part of something. And if say Anna's not ready to get started today, would it be okay if I give you a call next month if it's a better time for you then? Because I will guarantee you, Anna's going to be watching you and she may want to just jump in.
Yeah, they're always watching.
Always watching.
They
So
are.
that's where you can develop your skills as a human being. And that's the fun part.
Yeah, it is. Because when you can learn to understand other people and help them feel understood, that's when you start to understand yourself more, I think, and become a
Yeah,
better person.
totally. And I'm going to give, okay, so this is a quote that was shared with me, and this helped me to where I was team building like you wouldn't believe. So this is a quote that has helped so many people, and it's not mine, but I share it with everybody. Okay. So if I don't share this business with them, I didn't miss my chance. I took theirs.
Love that. Will you say that again?
If I don't share this business with them, I didn't miss my chance. I took theirs.
Yes.
Because it's so true. When you keep your mouth shut and you're not offering that business, you're not giving them the same opportunity that you had. And you're doing them a disservice by not sharing it with them. And another thing, and I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, is prejudging, because you never know who is out there that is looking for what you have. And I made that mistake with a really good friend of mine, and she was offended that I didn't offer her the business because I prejudged her. And I'll never make that mistake again. So don't ever think that, oh, she's never going to want to do this. Like, this isn't for her. How dare you? Because you need to offer that business to her because she might just run with this. You don't know that.
Did she join you in the end?
Yes. Oh, she actually messaged me and said, "Here's my cell number, here's my work number, whatever, we need to get together." And we did. I showed her what I was doing, and she was in an abusive, verbally abusive relationship. Um, she's a banker, so I never thought that she would want to. And that's when she said to me, "How come you never asked me?" And she got started right away. And to this day, she is an entrepreneur. She dismissed that husband. She's moved on with her life. And it was because of this industry that she got started and now where she is today.
So powerful.
But that kind of hit me between the eyes. Like, how come you didn't ask me? I'm like, because I didn't think you'd be good at this. Or, you know what I mean? So you can't do that.
No, no. It's, I think, one thing that I was told, and it's very similar to that, is selfish to keep it to yourself. Why,
Totally.
why would you? Somebody offered you this opportunity. Why would you not offer it to somebody else?
Yeah, exactly. And it's true that somebody said that to me too. Actually, Jane did say that you're being selfish by not sharing this business with other people. I'm like, I'm a nice person. I'm not selfish. I'm just scared. But just open your mouth, make sound, have fun, ask questions. Even when you're out and about and you go to Starbucks or you're out and about talking to somebody, get good at talking to people and opening your mouth and making sound and offering a genuine compliment. Like, don't be fake or phony, but if you like their shoes, say it. Oh my gosh, I love your shoes. And look how that makes somebody feel. Like, get good at doing that. And that's going to make you feel good, make you feel more confident to talk to people. Because I never would have done that. And I love doing that now. You know how when somebody says to you, "Oh my gosh, I love you, how your hair is," or whatever that, and it lights you up. So if you are felt lit up, then do that for others.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And that's all I
Oh,
got.
Michelle, it's been fantastic having you on. Will you just tell everybody where they can come and find you if they want to
Yes,
come
it's
and
for
explore
sure.
a little bit more?
Yeah, and it's the accountabilitypartners.com. And I can send you the link if you want to put it in the show
Yeah,
notes or whatever. But
I
yeah,
will put it in the show notes. That's just
yeah,
amazing. And
absolutely.
before we do disappear, one nugget of advice that you think everybody should take away from today and listening to this.
Oh my, well, geez. And again, too, and it really just goes back to everybody is wearing a sign on their head that says, "Make me feel important." As long as you remember that and make somebody feel all that, then you'll always be successful.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. And thank you, everybody, for listening.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Hannah.